Hi, this is Tracy at Midwest Knife Maker Supply. Our web address is usaKnifemaker.com. Today we're going to walk through real quickly the difference between the setpro and the Rampmaster 3 controllers on the even heat line of ovens. We'll start with the setpro. It is a pretty simple controller. It has 4 memory slots, and each memory slot can contain 8 different segments. A segment is a target temperature, a ramp speed, in other words, how fast the oven's going to get up to speed, or ramp down if you're going to anneal some steel, and a hold time. Now you can have 8 of those different steps inside of each of the 4 program slots. Now generally when you turn it on, you get some random information that pops up on the screen, so you just hit enter, and now it shows user slot 4. You would change the user slots and all of the other settings mostly by using these rocker arrow keys and changing temperature, time, and so on, versus the Rampmaster. The Rampmaster has a dedicated 10 key numeric keypad along with several other dedicated keys that you will find on the Rampmaster. Makes programming a little bit easier as far as keying in digits and times and so on, but the setpro will work just fine. So here we are, we're at user slot 1, we hit enter, and if we want to have 3 program segments in our oven, we would use the rocker switches and hit enter. Now it's asking us what speed does it want us to ramp that oven up, and if I hold that down, it'll go up at 100 degrees or whatever number, target number we chose. And there we have an arbitrary 448 degrees. There's a practical limit on how fast the oven will heat up. It depends on the size of the oven, which oven you're using, the air temperature, so I can't even give you a rule of thumb on how fast it will heat up. But now this even heat oven, this with the setpro, will go at 448, or counterintuitively, we hold the down key to set full speed ahead on ramp. And you can see now that it's set to full. That tells the oven heat up just as fast as you can heat up. So we'll hit enter. And let's say we're going to anneal some CPM 154. That likes to anneal around 400 degrees. So there, we've gone past that. We'll get that up. If we hold that down, whoops, going right past it. Now we'll let the keypad reset. Now the digits right there will move. Now if we hold that down just a little bit, you'll see the 10s start to move, and so we'll take advantage of that segment. And now I could go down there, or I'll just hold it just a little bit. There we go. .400 degrees. And that normally likes 2 or 3 times at 2 hours apiece. Here it's showing a hold time of 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and hold that key down and get to 2 hours. And the longer you hold it, it'll move from the 0s to the 10s to the 100 and so on. Okay, so now we've got a 2-hour hold time. That's a soak time at 400 degrees. And now it's asking us for some other program segments. We put in 3. We could take that down to, we could actually let that slow down, or go down to temp to, well, let's get it down to no lower than, it will never get lower than ambient temperatures, so let's let it get down to, let's say 100 degrees. Now it'll take a real long time for it to cool off to 100 degrees when it's maybe 80 or 90 outside. So there, it's going to cool, actually once it soaks at 2 hours at 400 degrees, now we're going to tell it to cool down to 100 degrees. And we really don't need to hold that for any length of time. let's just say 5 minutes. And we'll hit enter. Now we're going to heat it again, and this is our third segment. So we're going to take that back up to 400 degrees, and we're going to let it sit for just a second, and now it'll slip back over to the single digits, and now it's at 400, and we need to tell it how fast that was to raise up to 400 degrees per hour, and I should have done full, but that's fine. We'll go at 400 degrees per hour, and let's get it up to 400 degrees. For the second part of that temper, most ATS-34 likes 2 treatments at 2 hours apiece. So there we are at 400 for that portion. We hit enter, and let's hold that again for 2 hours, and we'll hold that rocker switch down, that up arrow, until it gets up to 2 hours. See, it's at the 10s, now it'll move to the hours. And we stay in that mode, and there we are, 2 hours. Exactly, and hit enter. And now that program is ready to run, and if I hit enter, it will start. And what's going to happen, here we're showing 233 degrees in the oven because it's been cycling on and off for a little bit here. Now the oven is going to ramp up full speed to 400 degrees, and it will soak for 2 hours, and then the oven will cool down just as fast as it can cool down and shed the heat by itself, which is going to really take a long time. They're very well insulated. And we'll cool down to, I forget what we put in there, 80 or 90 degrees, or even 100. I guess we put 100 in. It'll cool off, and it'll hold that temp for 5 minutes, and then it will start the temper process again and raise it up to 400 degrees, and we programmed in a rate of 400 degrees per hour, which is fine. And it will achieve 400 degrees and soak for 2 hours and then shut off. And your steel is tempered. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. This has been a quick walkthrough on the setpro. And next we'll take a look at the ramp master control and do a walkthrough on those key panels and see how programming is in comparison to that. And that's the setpro by Evenheat. Thanks for your time. Stop by usa.knifemaker.com for your Evenheat oven needs, and visit knifedogs.com, our internet knife forum. This has been Tracy at Midwest Knife Makers Supply.